just final line of questioning. Would you, knowing what you know now in hindsight, would you have bought the Cartier watches as rewards?
That's a big question, isn't it? Whoever thought we would be here, you know? I think it was Peter Switzer ran the minutes of me speaking about it when it happened. It was clear. I watched it with Mike the other day, and it was clear I was very emotional on the news because we knew that we'd lose this. We'd lose Bank at Post. We'd lose it in the post offices. We knew that would kill small businesses and kill communities. So I was emotional. And, you know, whether I'd probably buy them a Seiko watch in future, Senator, probably. But am I proud of the moment that I gave those people recognition for working 24 hours a day? I think that's what you would want your CEO to do. And am I proud of what they did, working in hand? And by the way, you know, Josh Frydenberg was a very large part of making this happen. Absolutely. Without it, it would have been devastating. So I probably might buy them a Seiko watch in future, but I hope I never step away for recognising and rewarding outstanding people.
Did you want to add something?
The licensees will be happy to buy them Cartier watches if we can get the Bank at Post renewed. This
is more of a comment. But I do want to put on record. I will ask it in a question. I mean, do you have any understanding though of the some people's reaction to hearing of the Cartier watches? And I have said to you before, Ms Holgate, I at first was disgusted by the purchase of the watches, and I know Senator Kitching wrote a piece for the Herald Sun, which she said she couldn't believe her ears when you said that you'd bought such watches, and had to pick herself up off the floor when you said that it wasn't taxpayers' money. So do you have any understanding of that reaction from many in the public, and including the Prime Minister and other ministers, to hearing that executives have been bought such lavish gifts?
I'd like to just pick up a few points. The first point is, I cannot begin to tell you how many people wrote to me and said, how did you get a Cartier watch for $5,000? And I would like to know the sales of Cartier over Christmas period, because I was inundated with requests to say, how did we negotiate it? So that's number one. They were actually probably the cheapest 4 watches of Cartier they had. They were just different ones. I'm sorry, guys, who received them. It wasn't about the value. It was about the recognition. I absolutely understand. And I think if you go back, I do say in my statement on November the 2nd, I appreciate it doesn't pass the pub test for some. But the pub test that I was being judged against was handing out gold watches in the middle of a crisis. That's not what happened. The Prime Minister and the Minister at no point said this was for bringing in something transformational.
2 years earlier.
2 years earlier. I was told, in fairness, Senator, that he was not briefed properly. I hold the chairman accountable for not briefing them properly. You will have to find that out yourself, what he said on the call. He told me he had. I just don't know. But personally, I would have hoped Prime Minister of our country, especially when I've done so many other jobs, like still chairing his trade board, chairing the Australian ASEAN board, may have afforded me a 2-minute phone call.
To be fair, Ms Holgate, it's not the first time the Prime Minister says he hasn't been briefed properly before behaving the way he does.